Chapter 1. Reclaiming control of her body? She's back. The girl's skull shattered in the void.
Mission failed. Executing termination.
Please, just give me 3 more days.
The girl collapsed on the ground, frantically clawing at the floor.
Just 3 days and they'll definitely...
Worthless.
An electric current exploded, accompanied by a shrill scream that warped into something inhuman. Vivian Sinclair watched it all coldly. This time, the system's voice was laced with static interference. Even higher-dimensional beings get furious when embarrassed, apparently. She couldn't help but sneer. 3 years ago, when she'd been dragged into this hellhole, she was the youngest financial conglomerate heir in the Aurelia continent. After that, one so-called transmigrator, after another, had taken over her body, doing one idiotic thing after another to complete their so-called conquest missions. She'd gone from rage at the beginning to eventually treating it all as one ridiculous theater performance after another.
Alert! Abnormal consciousness detected.
Vivian let the scanning beam penetrate her soul, her crimson lips curving into a breathtaking arc.
Want to make a bet? Send me back. Within 3 months, I'll have all the targets completely fallen for me.
Her voice carried absolute confidence.
Arrogant. A mere insect.
But your carefully selected 10 saviors?
She laughed coldly.
Haven't even managed to touch a single button on their shirts.
Dead silence.
48 hours. Fail the first stage and you'll suffer 10 times worse than they did.
Deal.
She licked away the blood droplet at the corner of her lips.
But I want to add to the bet. If I win, I want you to help me find out what exactly happened to my mother.
A flash of white light. Vivian Sinclair slowly opened her eyes on a pink lace bed. Lightly touching her toes to the floor, she walked slowly to the bathroom mirror. The girl in the reflection had a deathly pale complexion, and scars still remained on her wrists, left by some previous transmigrator who'd slit them for those young masters. How disgusting. That's how those people treated her body. She ripped down the Hello Kitty curtains in one motion. Sunlight poured into the room. It was time to take back everything that belonged to her.
Miss, the master wants you to...
The butler's words were cut short as a glass jar filled with stars exploded right past his ear. That was also something a certain transmigrator had folded one by one to please those guys. Of course, they were never given away in the end. Vivian walked down the spiral staircase, stepping on shattered glass. In the dining room, Mr. Sinclair was reading financial reports without even looking up. He no longer wanted to engage with this daughter who had suddenly become worthless.
I heard you're arranging my expulsion?
Vivian took her seat, biting down on a spoon, the tear mole at the corner of her eye vivid crimson. Morrissey Academy, the ultimate cradle of power and wealth in the Aurelia continent. Those who graduated from here controlled the continent's lifeline. Expulsion meant being completely abandoned by the Sinclair family.
Bottom of Class C, the board's decision.
Please fight for one last chance for me. Next month's exam.
She pinched the Iron Class Z badge, a symbol of shame, between her fingers and flicked it hard. The badge became a cold flash of light, precisely shattering the blurry profile photo of Student Council President Cassian Valamont on the mantelpiece. Glass shards rained down.
I'll take back that position.
The board wants results.
Mr. Sinclair's hand holding the newspaper trembled. The aura of the person before him felt too familiar. He pushed away his plate, his tone somewhat conflicted.
Even if you once were.
Please trust me one last time. If I fail, I'll voluntarily give up all inheritance rights and shares, and sever all ties with the Sinclair family from then on.
Even if expelled, even without inheritance rights, with the Sinclair name alone, she could live decently in Aurelia. But this bet put all her escape routes on the line. Mr. Sinclair's gaze locked tightly on the girl before him, finally transforming into a heavy sigh.
One last month.
As for the board, he could already imagine what those eyeing the air position would say. A luxury sports car stopped at Morrissey Academy. Vivian pushed open the car door and leaned lazily against it, tilting her head up to look at the massive school motto stone at the entrance. 3 years ago, when she'd first entered the high school division as Morrissey Academy's most brilliant rising star, she had personally inscribed the school motto on this stone.
Well, 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 who do we have here? If it isn't our Miss Sinclair?
A girl with exaggerated wavy curls twisted her hips as she approached, maliciously poking her pen tip at Vivian's back.
I heard last week you shamelessly crashed the Ashford family banquet, and Quinn threw you into the swimming pool like garbage? How'd that feel? Oh right, I also heard you touched Department Head Whitmore's piano and got thrown out along with it.
Stage 1 mission. Make target. Xavier Whitmore's emotional fluctuation value reached 50.
Xavier Whitmore, heir to one of the 8 great conglomerates, the youngest musical prodigy in all of Aurelia, and a complete music fanatic.
Time limit. 47 error 59 mare.
Breaking into the music room and getting thrown out. This is what you selected as your conqueror?
A flash of mockery crossed Vivian's eyes.
They were indeed worthless. But whether you're one of them remains to be seen.
Piercing laughter erupted around them. Vivian smiled lightly, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. A crisp sound that made hearts skip beats instantly killed all the noise. The wavy-haired girl clutched her face, staring in disbelief, her right cheek visibly swelling.
So noisy.
Vivian shook her hand as if merely dusting off a speck.
You dare hit me?
The slapped girl trembled all over, her voice nearly cracking.
You think you're still the Vivian Sinclair from 3 years ago? You're just trash, abandoned by the Sinclair family now. Garbage.
She shrieked, lunging forward with claws out, trying to tear at Vivian's expensive uniform. Vivian merely shifted slightly to the side, her posture elegant as if carefully choreographed. The girl who'd lunged missed, lost her balance, and fell hard to the ground in an embarrassing heap, her expensive skirt covered in dust. Sharp intakes of breath rippled through the watching crowd. No one had seen how she struck, much less how she dodged. Was this still the worthless Vivian Sinclair who everyone mocked? Vivian bent down slightly and grabbed the fallen girl's collar, forcing her to look up. Those peach blossom eyes with their tear mole curved.
You've wasted 3 precious minutes of my time. How exactly do you plan to pay me back?
That's enough.
A clear yet rich voice rang out without warning. Nathan Sterling stood a few steps away, tall and upright, radiating an aloof coldness that kept people at a distance. As the student council's inspection department head, the iris flower badge on his chest made him seem even more frigid.
Target Nathan Sterling detected. Initial favorability. 70.